Well, here you can see how variance works. Some games you just get a hand like this. Our opponent actually messaged us and said, hey, okay, black, white. No idea what he's playing. So far, at least. Could be that guy Ale. I haven't seen that guy Ale in like, oh my god, like since February or something. Maybe even longer. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I haven't played against that guy Ale in a really long time. I think you could make an argument for playing Cellos on 1 here into the, because just into the blind, because we assume he's playing Thoughtseize and Inquisition and Path, and he probably does not have interaction, which can remove it, but I think keeping the repeal open is fine. Although it's unlikely that he has a 1-drop. Now it's definitely a wrong play because of first. Okay, it's Esper again. It might be ad nauseum though. Oh, it's okay. I've never played against. Oh, I think I've played against this like once before. My roommate has built this deck, and I didn't even know that this was a deck until he told me. Well, Cameroons is not bad. Second Blue Source is also not bad, but neither of those are really that great. But I think a Cameroons is worth it. I think we just play Chosen One here. Because if I remember correctly, that deck plays a lot of 1-drops. It plays, I mean, it tries to, really abuse the Monastery Mentor, so I think it plays Discard, it plays Path, it plays Fort Scout probably, Attacks Improve maybe, Serum Visions maybe, stuff like that. I think it's very heavy on the 1-drops, and I think a repeal is pretty good here. Kind of annoyed that we didn't get a second blue source. I should have really taken a second blue source. But I mean, we're buying time, and that's all we need to do right now. And he finds a Ghost Quarter. Oh wow, that's so sad. I think we actually try to find something to play, is what I was gonna say. Well, we can destroy Ghost Quarter, that's actually pretty good. Right. It actually worked out fine. What's that stupid yeah. He's saying he's an idiot. That was a misplay, sure, but really, how likely that was gonna happen? So now he can resolve his Monastery Swiftspear, his Monastery Mentor, and maybe get some prowess tokens, which we won't be able to repeal. I really should have put the second blue on top, but you never know. If you do scribe with 2 lands on top, then maybe you end up drawing 5 lands in a row and lose because of that. So I think we start with a repeal here. See if we maybe find a blue source off of that repeal. I think we can deal with 1 token. Oh, come on. should probably grab it first, but when I maybe die to the monastery Swift Spear. What is it with me and the Swift Spear? Monastery Mentor. Yeah, the chosen one was really a good idea. Well, that's a blue source. Definitely gonna play that. Question is, do we first here, hoping to find something, or do we keep mana open to have a counter? I think we keep a counter open, see what he plays. Then at the end of turn we can still first. Thing is, as soon as we top deck like Womka Engine or Sunring Titan or Mindslaver or Eugene, we probably win the game, I think. I don't think the deck plays many counters. I'm not sure if it actually plays any counters, because I think the idea of those decks is mostly that the discard is kind of your equivalent to counter spells. And you don't want to spend your turns, using counter spells. So I think we condescend here. We can remount for flashback, so I don't want to remount this. And we get to scry, which is really huge. So now we have double remount and a Charizard one. I would think we probably win this, but as I said, I'm very inexperienced against this, and I know that this can be very explosive. Like if he has 4 cantrips, then he might be able to do it, right? And he would be attacking for 15, for 19. We block, 15 goes through. Well, probably wouldn't be enough. But if he has like 3 Gataxian probes and 4 other, if he has like, if he can play all 5 spells basically, then we would lose, I think. Those would be attacking for 18. Yeah, then we would lose. Even though all of his cantrips would be countered by Chalice, he would just be attacking with 4/6/6. Well, 3/6/6 and 1/7/7. Oh, I don't want him to get these, so I'm gonna remount that. Just always a good decision to remount flashback spells because they do not get the copy back. This member is actually interesting. Well, it just doesn't attack. Uh, well, I don't know when we have to do this. I mean, we have a lock, right? Don't really have anything good to do. Well, now that we have murderers come, we can do something. Nice top deck, he says, after we play all the things. After we draw so many cards, I mean. This is seriously taking too much time, so I'm not gonna lock him. I'm just gonna destroy his mentor like I just did. And then maybe I should waste the Snapcaster. I think we just first here and ignore the Mindset because of time, and we just win with what we have. Yeah. Nice top deck, he said after we drew half our deck. But I understand why he's a little bit salty. I would be too. So against, I think we're only worried about Mentor. I think there's no other card in that deck which can kill us. Like we're not gonna die to Snapcaster Beats in this matchup. So I think Dismember is very good. Just Dismember the Mentor. Thing is, you might be too late because he already has the tokens. I think Etherize is really good. Silent Arbiter is really good. I like the Chalice. Well, the Chalice is really good, right? We saw that. We know he plays at least Delver, 8 discards, so that's 12 cards. Spell Snare, we saw. There's like probably like 20 cards which are hit by Chalice on 1. So I really like that. I think we bought out very aggressively the Expedition maps because of Stony Silence and because of our own Chalice. Not sure I like any of these. I think you can bring in another life linker that's possible. Maybe that's even the correct thing to do. I don't think Remand is very good. It turned out to be pretty good this time around against the against the Monastery Mentor. Spellburst is probably too late. Spellburst can guard, I think. Maybe 4 Chalice is a little bit too heavy on the Chalice. Remand is not that bad. Even on the play, Remand hits the Mentor. I think Remand is actually better than Repeal. Because Repeal he can in response cost stuff and get tokens. So maybe we bought out a Repeal. But Repeal's really good against Delver. I think we don't need that many Repeals. Especially we can't Repeal Flip Delver. And we have the Etherize, which is kind of doing the same. Do we need all of these win conditions? I don't like them. I have to cut 2 cards. I think it's gonna be like 1 Dismember, 1 Chalice. I like Chalice. No, I don't run 4 Chalices main. I run 2 main, 2 sideboard, but I think in this matchup, I'm not sure if 4 main is really the right choice. I like that we have both a Dismember and a Condescend here. So even if we turn 1 Thought Seizes or Inquisitions, we have at least one answer to a turn 3 thing. I think this is a pretty good play. The only way I wouldn't do that if I had a Repeal in hand, then I would wait until the upkeep to see what happens if it flips. But I think it's pretty good play actually. Don't want to give him access to black, so I'm not going to show him the Oborg yet. Maybe I should have. Oh no, that doesn't make sense. What question? Oh, hang on. I didn't see that you asked a question. The latest one had the first match muted. No, well, it had the last match muted. On YouTube or on Twitch? On YouTube. If it was on YouTube, then I'm sorry, and I really don't understand why. If it was on Twitch, yeah, okay, well, the VODs which are on Twitch but not on YouTube, are usually VODs which I decided that they are not good enough to be uploaded to YouTube because I didn't play very well, because the commentary wasn't very good, or just oftentimes it's because I have a cold and I'm coughing a lot and I'm just not talking a lot, and I don't I don't want to upload that to YouTube. I try to upload only the best VODs. And I'm sorry if Twitch muted them. There's no way. I believe so. Big Dick Thomas Jr. I believe so. I'm a firm believer that a Wonka engine, second Wonka engine is worse than a Battle Skull. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if it's muted, it's muted. There's just nothing I can do. He does play corner spells now. Well, if you tell me which VOD, drop me a link. Drop me a link to a VOD, and I will see what I can do. I can upload it to my personal YouTube account. I really hate that we are missing a land drop here, but I mean, this has to be the right choice. We could run into Spell Snare, into Spell Pierce, but we have to try this. Yep. Well, he might just be casting a Fort Scour in response, so. But we probably lose this to the Monastery Mentor because we didn't hit our fourth. Yeah, he has a Spell Snare too. Because Silent Arbiter and Etherize would be very good, but we need to get to that fourth land. Rain of Tears. So, yeah, we're getting blown out here. Okay, well, you probably have to link it to me again when we are done, because this is gonna be gone somewhere in the history. But after we're done streaming, and he has another Rain of Tears, wow. After we're done streaming, I will try to have a look at it. Actually, he only can cast this because of Orborg. That's so annoying. So we have to block here, I think. Or we still we still lose next turn. And we would have hit all our land drops, would have been able to abuse Etherize and Silent Order if it wasn't for Rain of Tears, which he can only cast because we played Orborg. This is really, really annoying. We saw at least 4 spells on CMC 1 well, and he drew 3 Rain of Tears. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm still from believer of Shadows on 1. I like the Remons. I like the Condescends. I think the voting is mostly fine. I think Expedition Map can be a thing because I don't think he plays Stony Silence. And I think things you could board in is like maybe one more Expedition Map or yeah, and maybe Dismember. I'm not a friend of this negate because we really want our counters to hit the creatures. I think I'm just gonna keep it this way. Yeah, as I said, you could make an argument for playing one more Dismember or one more Expedition Map or even maybe playing this Repeal or another life linker, but I just don't see what else to cut, and it's not obvious to me if playing one more Expedition Map over maybe a fourth Chalice is better here. This is a daily. It should say so in the overlay at the top. Does anybody have any insight here? Do you have any ideas? I mean, Chosen One is so good. I think because there's so many one drops, but four Chalice. If you have two in your starting hand, just what are you snapcasting? Everything. Thirst for Knowledge, Dismember, Anticipate, Remand, Condescend, Etherize. Map is just not very good because our plan is to play Chalice on 1 on turn 2. And because he probably plays Stony Silence. I think map is just gonna be a dead thing. I know he showed me a million reigns. We have Condescend and Remand for that. We wouldn't have been able to cast Pact. Pact is not very good in this matchup because you cannot play Pact the first few turns. You cannot play Pact the first 5 turns. Well, first 4 turns really. So, I don't like. I like Pact only in a control mirror. This is not really control mirror. He's a very aggressive deck. He's more like he's not. If you want to compare it to another kind of deck, he's not blue-white control, blue-white-red control, or Jeskai control. He's more like Jeskai guys, right? He tries to. Why didn't I dismember this? I'm stupid. I wanted to dismember this, but I pressed F6. That was so bad. That was so bad. Absolutely wanted to dismember this. Now he probably gets 6 damage in. Because next time we probably want it first. Well, at least it didn't flip. We really need to draw into a counter for the Rain of Tears on turn 3 or the Swift Spear, the Monastery Mentor on turn 3. We definitely need a counter for that. I'm hoping that if he has a Rain of Tears, he's gonna target the tower. I think a Rain of Tears would actually be better here than a Swift Spear, a Mentor. For us, because Rain of Tear we could deal with. Stream delay seems to be quite high. I like Verimon, I really like it. I think I'm just gonna dismember if it flips, so we get more info. Stream delay should be about 30 seconds. Wow, okay. That's really low actually, but it depends also on, you know, if you refresh it might be suddenly 25 seconds or something. 16 seconds is really good. Usually it's around half a minute. And that can be annoying, especially when you're asking questions to the audience during sideboarding. It would be really good if he would tab out for something. Well, the best thing here would be if he's just stuck on 1-drops, which is kind of what I think he is because he didn't play anything and we know he has at least 1 Inquisition. If he's just stuck on 1-drops, that would be the best thing. But if he taps for free, yeah, we can Remon. That's pretty good. I think it's okay to show the tower here, just so that we can, if we draw land, we can slam engine. Yeah, I think we play engine, right? I mean, it kind of depends on what we draw. We could play second Shadows on 1, but I don't really see why. So he resolves the Swift Spear. I could pull my hairs out every time I say Swift Spear. Why am I doing this? He resolves his Mentor, and then we repeal his attack. Somehow this thought of Monastery Swift Spear is completely stuck in my head. Well, actually, I want to see if he wants to block with this. I'm fine with that. I assume he won't. In the second main, I'm definitely gonna reappeal because I want to see if I hit a land drop. He can create a token now by wasting one of his spells. Don't hit a land drop. I think we might as well play Chalice, a second Chalice in case he has removal for the artifacts. I'm not sure what he could have. Maybe tapping out is wrong because maybe we run into something, but we don't have a counter anyway. Maybe he has a Rain of Tears and he wouldn't have dared play it if we had 2 mana open. But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious he's just gonna replay the Mentor. So this would take us to 7. Well, let's attack first again. Okay. So he's gonna have a Creeping Tar Pit, but we have Aetherize now. If he attacks with Tar Pit and Mentor, well, he's just gonna keep blocking with 1/1s, with Monks. Question is, does he have instant speed 1-drops, which he can sacrifice to get the 1/1 Monks? And there's Stony Silence. Which doesn't really matter. We won't need a Mind Slaver or Oblivion Stone, I think. I mean, we could Etherize here, but I don't see the value in that. Question is, do we want to try to play the Soaring Titan now? Do we want to wait until he maybe taps out at some point? I think I Etherize next turn when he attacks, and he will either try to counter that or he will replay his Mentor, and then next turn we play the Sunring Titan, and we're probably very secure that he probably doesn't have a mana then. Well, obviously now we don't have a mana anymore ourselves. Hmm. Well, using the Etherize here just seems like wasted potential. Well, I think this is only a bad play if he has another rain. So we try it again. Hope to Etherize his Mentor. We know he plays Mana Leak and Remount. I don't want to. Well, Remount wouldn't be actually. I think maybe I should have just tried the Titan. I mean, Remount we don't care about. And I really, really want to have a second creature because he's drawing a card every turn, and it seems at least right now that he's just being able to create a 1/1 monk every single turn. I mean, we're not losing, and eventually we will probably win. But if we have two creatures, we're just gonna outrace him because he can't create two monks every turn. That's just very unlikely. He would need a second mentor, and then even then he would need to draw like a non-land every turn. I mean, as soon as he like draws 3 lands in a row, he will lose to the current board state anyway. Well, let's do this. If this resolves, he should surely lose. Funny how I tried to play really cute over several turns and it just didn't matter at all, like because of the Rain of Tears and because he still has 2 mana open. He had 2 mana open the turn before, and before that I think it was also 2 mana, so he could have just played the Soaring Titan right away. And it is the Remon, so in the end I didn't need to be all that worried. But we know that he didn't have a Mana Leak in hand now, because obviously he would have used the Mana Leak if he had one. Only had a Remount. And he did draw 2 cards here, so but I think we just try to slam this again. Yeah, I can do that. If we have downtime after this or after the stream. If you know my streams, you know that at the end of the stream I always do the Q&A session, so you can ask me that question again. Just I will probably forget, so you will have to remind me at the end of the stream to do that, and I will gladly do that. Maybe we can actually maybe we can make an extra kind of guide for that, like a Twitch highlight, maybe something like that. But I have to tell you that I haven't played a lot of Modern for like the last 2 weeks. maybe the last 10 days. I don't think it's been quite 2 weeks, but the last 10 days I've pretty much only been playing Pauper. And I think it really shows, and maybe my sideboard advice is not the best. Oh, I'm sorry for that. If you're not here for the end, let's attack first, shall we? Um, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and also sideboarding obviously depends a lot on your sideboard, and there's just I shouldn't have played this, I think, because he could have. Well, no, even if it was a counter spell, I wouldn't have had the mana to play it anyway. I guess it could have been a pact. Now he has a mana leak. Deprive. Okay, I will try to think of it myself. He cannot fetch and he cannot shock anymore. I mean, he doesn't need to shock, but his fetches are dead, which is kind of important. I'm wondering if he has an out, if he has a bounce spell. Repeal doesn't work. Hoko's Recall works. Echoing Truth works. Cryptic works. I think it's very unlikely he plays Cryptic. I think Echoing Truth could be a thing. I'm not sure if Hoko's Recall is a thing in Esper against Affinity. And even if it's a thing against Affinity, the question is, would he board it in? So I think he might be playing Echoing Truth, he might be playing Hoko's Recall. And those would probably be his only outs against the Chalice of the Void. Mm. Oh geez, this would have been so much better if we had drawn it like two or three turns ago. Because we could have played Chalice on 2. Now we obviously don't want to play Chalice on 2 because we might draw a Remand, we might draw like I don't know, some 2-drop like Snapcaster. Snapcaster would actually be a pretty good draw because Snapcaster first. Well, that's very good for us, man. Well, he has a second Monastery Mentor, though. Maybe I should have just slammed the Chalice on 3. But I play so many 3-drops myself. That Condescend is pretty good. It just we just would have really liked to draw it 1 turn earlier to hit that second Monastery Mentor. But I mean, we're still not losing, and we're probably winning on time at the very least. I mean, now that we assume that he doesn't have an answer for the Chalice, he doesn't not have an answer for his Womp Engine either. And racing this is just, even with 2 mentors, not gonna be easy. So the question here is attacking every turn actually the right thing to do? I think so. It puts pressure on him. And if we weren't attacking every turn, he would just be building up more and more monk tokens. Oh, I should have auto yielded that. There's a couple of outs we can draw, which would really be blowout. Etherize. Well, Etherize not that much, but like Oath. Well, no, Oath Stun also doesn't work. Actually, well, Cyclonic Rift probably, but we would have to make sure that it actually resolves. Question here is, what are we actually condescending? Yeah, Eugene would help, but um, we would have to make sure that we resolve them, right? What's this gonna be? Snapcaster Rain of Tears? Let's see what he targets. I'm not worried about the Snapcaster by itself. I really think he should have kept the Snapcaster to have Snapcaster Deprive or Snapcaster Remand if we draw something that matters. I think I'd care about 0 of these cards. I mean, he only can choose Rain of Tears, right? Contour doesn't make sense here. And even if he takes back the power plant, takes away the power plant, do we really care? Takes a path, so it just wants to generate tokens. Well, we're losing life for the first time in our, since forever. Oh well, I think we want to repeal here, actually. Trying to draw into something. I should have tapped differently. Tapping 3 towers is absolutely worse if we draw a mine. Is he in combat? Not sure what you're talking about. Oh, because of Rain of Tears? I think he was not in combat. First is a really good draw. We couldn't counter that. Even if we tap for all of our cornerstone mana. I think resolving the first is way more important. Let me think about this. Batterskull is pretty good, I think. But we really want to make sure he resolves. But we have Snapcaster Remand, so. I probably shouldn't be doing this before combat. I'm sorry, I'm getting sloppy. So we have 6 mana, we can. I don't care about. Yeah, we're gonna snap Remand and then Condescend for 1 if he has something else. Because Remand is pretty good against Flashback, right? Talked about that earlier. Definitely want to have this Batterskull resolve though. Did I have 3 at some point? Remand, please. And he can't recast because, first of all, it's exiled. Second of all, he wouldn't have the mana. He could actually block this dead, so I don't think I'm attacking here. I should have really attacked before. Right. That would be a good decision on his part to take that block. Well, he would have to give up a Monastery Mentor, but I still don't think we do it. We are 37 life. I would really be happy if he used those Ghost Quarters, even though he might try to go for lethal here. I don't think he can. Oh, he's just attacking with that, okay. I think I'm gonna play the mine and um I'm gonna play the mine and do this. If he casts the Ghost Quarter here, I'm fine with that. because then we thin our deck. Thing is, if we attack now, he could always block, but we have to attack, right? I mean, if he casts 2 spells here and then he blocks, then we lose the Bomb Engine. But he loses so many things. It's okay to lose the Better Skull here, I think. Because as soon as we draw a repeal, we can repeal the Stony Silence, and then we can equip the Better Skull and the I think I will keep the mana open. We can equip the Better Skull on our Snapcaster, or just bounce replay. If he attacks with everything, I would Etherize. All of them, basically. Yeah, I would really like to Mindslaver him. That would be really good. I think this doesn't really matter that much. We could Etherize, but I think this is okay. We will soon draw something that matters, because there's only cards that matter left in our deck. And we have so many outs, like Academy Runes and Eugene, and so many things. And he's not winning, still. I think you could Etherize there, but then the same situation is gonna happen every single turn. You're not sure if you should attack. Kinda wanna Etherize and Remand it just to draw a card. And he's losing on time, by the way. Okay, that's a Treasure Mage. He might be able to win with more time, he's saying. I disagree. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna play the Angel next turn. And he concedes. I disagree, because look at what we would draw. First of all, well, he has his Ghost Quarter, but we at least get one Sunring Titan or one Womka Engine back. Actually, we have minimal. We can get 2 things back. We can get back Sunring Titan and Womka Engine. Then there's a Fabricate, and then there's a Eugene. And let's be honest, after Eugene resolves, the game's over. If we resolve the Sunring Titan and the Womka Engine, the game is probably over. There's almost only relevant cards left. Well, okay. We already saw the relevant cards, but now we're getting to the bounce spells too, so. There was very little dead cards left, like maybe 6, 7 lands in like 20 cards. So maybe like 1/3 or 1/4 of. There was like a 25 or 30% chance we draw a dead card. And there was so much bounce, Eugene, Academy Runes, stuff that really matters. And that just turns the game around. I think there was also Dismember. I play Anticipate in Blue Tron. I'm trying it out right now, and I think it has been great so far. Yeah, I would say so too. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, we're 2-0. And we just 2-1 versus Esper, Mentor, Swift Spear. And I'm gonna go and take a 1 minute break. I'm gonna put up the deck while we're waiting for round 3 to start. Let me just fix the deck so you can actually see the whole deck and not just the stupid stuff Moto wants to show you. Actually, this is not yet correct. This is the deck. If you have any questions, now's a pretty good time to ask them. I'm gonna be back in just 1 minute.